developed a counseling center with about 3 to 5 independent contractors that came in and out. And we also developed some biblical lay counseling programs too that train the staff, the congregation. Let me go to the next one. Let's see. Y'all hear that, YouTube land? That's some technological issues. There we go. Okay, now we're doing it. Oh, now it's going up and back. There. Okay, we're figuring it out. Okay, so this is me and my husband David. And this is our dog Bauer. Bauer is a therapy dog. He's 68 pounds and just cuddles and love. So that's a little bit about me. Now today what we're going to talk about, and it moves. I'm learning things, guys. You, the counselor, the client, and God, we're going to get creative. And we're going to look at several creative interventions that we could possibly talk about or delve into. Anything that I look at in this section, handouts. I can email them to you, put them on the drive, put them on the show notes, email us, we'll get them to you. And different conversation that happens as well as the interactive thing. And it's specific involvement in your sanctification. So Christian counseling is different than your secular counseling, or it is different than different forms of counseling. Christian counseling is specifically about redemption. It's not about restoring innocence. It's not going back to the past and trying to restore life to the way it was. No, Christian counseling is upping it. We're going from that to full redemption. So when we think about redemption isn't just going to lead back to innocence. We're not going to back to the place where we're going to make the same mistakes again or make the same calls that we did before that might have gotten us to where we are now. But instead, we're going to become integrated. And that's the whole principle of Christian counseling, because where integrated people become aware people, they become understanding people, and they understand both good and bad. So that's where Christian counseling has a little bit of uniqueness in it. The other thing about Christian counseling that we need to keep in mind is there should never be a conflict between what you see in your counseling office and what you experience at church. No matter where you are at church, what day that is. Healthy counselors should both see similarities in themselves and in their counseling office, and then also our clients should see those same similarities too as to what we're talking about in interactions and how we're interacting with one another, as to what we're also interacting with in worship too, and when we're praying from the pulpit. So that's another thing about Christian counseling to keep in mind. Active and specific is about redemption, and there should be the similarities between office and church life too. So a quick intro, and this is going to be quick, to the 5 different types of models of Christian counseling. You have the integrative model, the biblical counseling model, you've got the levels of explanation model, modern pastoral care, and Christian psychology. You can see on the screen, it's a slight bell curve with a little bit of a cross graph in there. So you can see where their focus is either on theology or it's on psychology. And then we're looking at either integrating different types of modalities, or we're having a separation between modalities. So this is kind of the little bell curve when we're looking at. For myself, I tend to practice Christian psychology, so I'm going to look at integrating a lot of things, but I'm going to have a really strong focus on theology. What does that actually play into? I'm not going to come away from complete psychological models. I am going to bring those in, but my foundation and my model of operating and understanding both humanity and how change happens is going to be coming through theology. So that's a little quick intro into models. Any thoughts or questions from the audience right now on models?
Like back in grad school.
I know, right?
So like I said, quick intro. So now we'll move into getting back into the fun stuff. So we'll start with looking at you, the client, and God. So when you think about Christian counseling, the one thing that I've really heard from all of my mentors across the years, but then also what I found to be true in my own life too, is Christian counseling, it's not a job. And everybody said, amen. So Christian counseling, truth. So looking at, starting at this, and we're getting kind of practical now. We're starting to put our toes in the practicality waters here. So connecting with God. Christian counseling is all relationship. And to know God's will, we have to be assured of God's love in some way, shape, or form. So this is where it starts with you. How are you connecting with God? I was listening to a podcast on the way up to the office today with Ruth Haley Barton and Carrie Newhoff, and they were talking about how just you have to have time with God, and you have to have the silence of solitude, you have to have the time away, practicing Sabbath, practicing times of being in the Bible, practicing times of enjoying, just sitting question here. How are you having time together? What does your discipleship look like? And we use that word discipleship to kind of think about the process of becoming more like Christ.